very good morning to you. Welcome, and this is Money Monday, definitely your go-to show for financial tips. So when it comes to the businesses, we teach you on how you can make sure that your business grows. That is, even in the world of entrepreneurship, or you are a day-to-day person, you aspire to have a business, this is the right place for you. Also, apart from giving you the strategies, we tell you reasons why many businesses have failed, and you know we're supposed to learn from the mistakes of other people. That applies even in the world of businesses. Whether you are an investor, we teach you on the way you can make sure that money works for you in the right way. And today, in this special edition of Money Monday, I'm alone, so it's me and you. Make sure that we engage. Talk to me on the social media handles, that is on Facebook and YouTube at Mizpah Tv Kenya. And tell me, unanitazama ukiwa wapi? You're doing a book review that has been written by, it has been written by Michael E. Giba, and the book is called The E-Myth Revisited, and he explains reasons as to why many small businesses fail. So, have you thought of starting a business? Are you a day-to-day person aspiring to have a business? Please make sure that you get to listen, so that wewe ukianza biashara yako itakaa 3 months, then that business shuts down. Are you watching me and your business closed, ama uli biashara yako ikumaliza more than 3 months? Let's figure out what could be the problem, what really happened. And now the image, this is what he's saying. So we're going to tutangalia, I'm going to give you a points on what, actually a brief breakdown of the whole book on the reasons as to why many businesses fail. And number one, he says, he talks about being a great technician doesn't mean you can run a business. That's so deep. So, meaning that you being a good baker, you being a good technician, it doesn't mean that you can run a business. Yes, you have the skills, but when it comes to management of a business, those are two different things. And actually, anasema that a good baker starts a bakery, but struggles with marketing, accounting, or growth. So it means when it comes to a business, apart from that one thing that you're doing, there are many things that you're supposed to consider. And this is why many businesses fail. You have this idea, I can bake, I can cook, this good meal, I can do this and that and that. Forgetting that a business needs a good foundation. There are things to consider. You're not alone in that business. The surrounding, the government policies, these are the things that you're supposed to consider when starting a business. Reminding yourself also something that is a necessity when it comes to the world of business. Let's talk about marketing. You knowing that you have this idea in mind. Remember, there is a foundation. Kuna mambo mingi ya kuconsider, things that you're supposed to consider before you start a business. Number one, have a strategy. When you have a strategy, at least it will enable you to know that you can do everything. You need a person to do accounting, you need a person to do marketing. And he says that the solution that he's giving us, as a business person, as a person who is aspiring to have a business, learn basic business skills or partner with someone who complements your technical skills. I love that. I repeat, learn basic business skills. So it means that you need to increase more of what you know. Don't settle with what you know. You can do bakery, unaweza pika, unaweza fanya nini. Please increase more of what you know. Make sure that you do research about that business. What else can I do as a business person? Angalia the gaps that are in the market. That's why natuambia, learn basic business skills. Things like bookkeeping, accounting. This is something that you can do for yourself. Probably you are a mama mboga, why don't you teach yourself things like account, record keeping? Leo nimeuza, you write it down. At least it keeps you in check as a business person. It keeps you accountable. That's why I say, learn basic business skills or partner with someone who complements your technical skills. Wewe unauza manguo, Talk to other business people before even you dive into that business. Get to hear from them. What are the challenges? What are they doing? And that's what are they doing that other people are not doing? And from that, ask yourself, what can you do as a person? And we usually say, as you know, from the skills, say to me that learn the skills, increase more of what you know. So this is what I'll say: simplify to amplify. You cannot learn everything in a day. Please simplify to amplify. That is, increase what you know each and every day. And then another tip that is giving us, this goes to every person out there, or a person who is aspiring to have a business, and attend business workshops and get mentorships. Do you attend the business workshops, you know, and you're asking yourself, why would I as a person attend these the workshops? How are they going to help me as a person? Remember, you need to network each and every day. And you know, in the world of business, networking inakusaidianga sana, especially when it comes to connections, when it comes to the world of business. So when it comes to networking, one thing that you're supposed to learn: leveraging your network. Secondly, humanizing the network. That is when you attend these businesses workshops. Alafu another thing that you need to learn as a business person: humanizing the networks themselves, making sure that they complement the kind of business that you want to have in the future. And then getting mentorship. Make sure that you get mentorships. I believe every successful business out there, every person that you aspire to be like, that person who is successful, or that business that you're telling yourself, I really want to open a supermarket like that one. Those people had people who were mentoring them, people who they looked up to. So who are you looking up to? Who keeps you in check as a business person? Ni nani anakusaidia? So you need to do that. And then let's go to the next point and hear what he says. Anatuambia, still it's almost the same. Anatuambia, you are playing all the roles. In a business, you're a technician, you are a manager, kama wewe ndi fundi wa simu unafanya marketing, you are an entrepreneur, you're doing everything. I told me that this, you know, actually, do you know what is the what is not good about this? It leads to burnout and inconsistency. Imagine wewe ndio unauza nguo, wewe ndio unajifanyia marketing ya social media, like you're doing everything. There is that one thing that you're good at, and that's why I'm saying simplify to amplify. Work on that thing that you're good at. Alafu anatuambia, identify which role you are the strongest and outsource or delegate others. Acha kusikia uchungu ya kulipa huyo mtu wa marketing. Pay that person, because probably that person is good at doing that thing. At least it helps you as a business person, because you cannot focus on everything. Alafu anatuambia, start small. You don't need to start big as a person, as an individual. Tunasema kwa sababu nimeanza hii biashara leo, nataka nikuwe na marketing team, nataka nikuwe na mtu wa kufanya accounting. No, start small please. Unaona hiyo accounting, if you're not capable of employing that person or accounting, why don't you teach yourself that basic skill? Bookkeeping, chenye umeuza andika, and then after your business grows, probably in the next 3 months, now at least you know you have stability, you have the capacity to employ huyo mtu wa kukufanyia accounting. That is what he's saying. And then another thing that he's saying that he's telling us, you can also use the digital tools. Please, every business needs to embrace technology. You know, you're telling yourself, Mimi, why do I need technology? People know me. You know, I don't need. The reason why you need technology, it's because many people squeeze it. They trust what they see on social media. That is that tells you as a person you need to embrace branding. You know, I know it's kind of expensive, but you really need to be, so that you can. That is, if you want your business to reach out many people. The young people are on social media. Many people are on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I don't know if your business in a Julikana, anatuambia use the digital tools. You know, even for bookkeeping. Imagine their social media. Ukienda kwa Play Store uangalie, mostly Play Store. go and download apps za bookkeeping. You'll find them there. Zitakusaidia as a person, you know. They help you to actually, even the good thing with them, I realize, unaweza reminder jioni itakukumbusha it's time to do the bookkeeping, and at least it's going to help you as a business person for accountability, you know. And then number 3, anatuambia, you know, the problem when it comes to these small SMEs, anasema working in the business, not in it. This is what he's saying. You're always too busy to plan market. You're always busy to plan market or grow your business. So anasema working in the business, not on it. And you're so busy, and tuambia solution ni block out time weekly. Alafu anatuambia find hours, you know, times to plan. Finding that strategy, how can my business grow, you know, apart from doing the accounting, ama umepata hiyo pesa, you're able to umelipo hiyo mtu accounting, umefanya hiyo marketing. He's reminding us that you need to create time, sit down, think, is this business growing as it is supposed to grow? Is this business making sales as it's supposed to make sales? And if not, what could be the problem? What is not working out? Am I the problem, or could it be the people that have employed were not working in the same vision? Understanding what is the problem, and understanding also, Antomia, that find days, anasema probably you can take Saturdays or Sundays or quiet hours to plan your goals. That is what it's telling us when it comes to the world of business. If you want your business to, if you want to open branches or diversify that business that you're doing, and tuambia, make sure that every week you sit down and remind yourself, I want to diversify this business to this and that and that and that and that, you know. And there's a time we had a guest here on Money Monday, and this is what he told us. The mistake that many businesses people make is when you realize nimeanza kuuza manguo and it's not making sales as I expected, you're like, unajiambia, you know what, probably this is not for me, probably I'm not meant to do this. Unachana na nguo, unaanza kuuza watermelon. Ama, you know, you're a business person, unafanya hoteli, you're like, I can open ka shop kingine hapo nje. We had a guest na alituambia, please, for a business person, before you diversify, make sure business yako imeenda for 6 months or 1 year. At least unajua uko na stability ya kuhandle more than 2 businesses. That's why you're not supposed to diversify. And that's why natuambia, plan your goals each and every day. It's okay to have goals. At least they motivate you each and every day. Even if you don't make the sales as you had planned to, at least you have something that is inspiring you, something that is helping you as a business person to open that business. I know it's really hard not making sales the whole day and still waking up that early morning. Kufungua hiyo kazi tena, it's not easy, but at least when you have the goals as he's telling us, zinakusaidia sana as a business person. And then another thing that he's telling us, anasema that the problem when it comes to many smalls and SMEs, anasema no systems. So do your business have a system? Let's figure out what he's saying. Anasema everything depends on you. That is true. Just like what we had said, actually it's like a reputation, but a different thing. Everything depends on you. So it means that if you travel, kazi yako inafungwa. If you get sick, hiyo kazi inafungwa. So anatuambia that build step by step process for daily tasks. That is what he's telling us. Build a steps by steps process by daily task. So, you know, actually, hii mambo ya process, you know, many people don't love the process. It's not easy, you know, it's not so. The process is never good when it comes to the world of businesses. And that's why anatuambia that the solution that you can do, write how to open and close the shop, you know, how to talk. Actually, hiyo mambo ya opening and closing the shop, probably you have these consistent clients when you wanakujanga kwako vitu, and then you fall sick. What happens, you know? Do you close that business for a whole week? you know, in the name of I'm sick, anatuambia that instead of that business depending on you, find someone else, employ somebody, you know, or when you start that business, have this mentality, by the way, if I'm not around, what will happen? With this business run normally as it's supposed to run, you know. Alafu anatuambia for this not to happen, at least tuseme kama umegonjeka this week, unajua next week utakuwa kazi, and tuambia write out how to open and close, so that in case you employ someone, the business will run normally venye tu wewe uko. Alafu anatuambia how to talk to clients. So this brings that aspect here. You need to teach the people that you're employed how to connect with your clients just the same way that you do, so that at least you have this identity yenye clients wakikuja kwako wanasema, by the way, when you go to this shop ya Mama Njeri, this is the experience that I get. So that's when anatuambia how to talk to clients. So it means that even the reasons as to why many businesses people wanakuja to that shop of yours, it's how you connect with them, it's how you make them feel, it's the experience that they get from you. Actually, mostly it's not about the product sana. We had a guest last Monday, tulikuwa tuongelea, that is mambo ya marketing. Nalituambia emotions play parts a big part when it comes to the world of marketing. So how do your clients feel when they come to buy that clothes that I've seen outside your shop? How will I feel, you know? And have you ever realized or asked yourself, mono your client ataenda akuje tena arudi? What could be the thing, you know? What is the secret behind that? How you connect with your clients. And that's when anatuambia how to talk to clients, because that influences the customer behaviors. That's something that you're supposed to check. Alafu tena anatuambia another thing, how to handle payments. When you talk about how to handle payments, that is matters to do with money, matters to do with finance when it comes to business. We want to changanya pesa ya biashara na pesa ya sapa as a business person. That is so wrong. You're not supposed to do that. That's why I'm tuambia, make sure that as a business person, check on how you handle payments. Either pesa yumelipwa na the clients, and also the people that you have employed, how do you pay them? So we're going for a short break. When we come back, we'll check out how to handle matters to do with finance when it comes to business as a business person, so that kama ulifunga biashara, at least probably you get help and go back to the same business or do something else. And then we continue to check what the e-myth says when it comes to the world of business. In case you have got something, please talk to me on 0799 200 100. That is our WhatsApp number. Is still on social media platforms, that is on Facebook and YouTube at Mizpah TV Kenya. Stay tuned. I'll be right back after this short break. And welcome back to this special edition of Money Monday. To those who have tuned in right now, karibuni sana. We're doing a book review today. Seen a guest, we're doing a book review, so it's me and you. So please make sure that you engage with me. Talk to me, tell me, what are you learning from this book? It's called The E-Myth, and what he's trying to explain is why small businesses fail. Kwa hivyo, are you aspiring to have a business? Are you aspiring to start that business? Or walifunga biashara yako and you feel like probably I can go back to that business, but let me tell you, there is hope. As we are doing this book review, make sure that you are learning everything. Make sure that you take everything. Before we went for a break, this is what we got from the book. This for those who have tuned in right now, from the reasons why many businesses fail, and these are the solutions that we got from the book. So number one is fix a mindset. Have that is a growth mindset, and like having a fixed mindset. Secondly, he tells us increase more of what you know. As a business person, you're a baker, unauza manguo, unauza viatu, increase more of what you know. That is customer relation marketing. Please increase more of what you know. And again, don't forget, augment your augment that is your skills. That skill that you feel you have, that skill that you acquired somewhere. Augment your skill, make it perfect that you can do it perfectly better than anybody else. At least, you know, when you augment something, it makes you unique, because I can do what you do, you know. Probably good in marketing, augment that skill in marketing as a business person. Alafu tena anatuambia that many businesses don't have systems. So this brings us to that point. Many businesses fail not because you lack a desire, you lack a system. That is why that business failed. You have a desire, but you don't have the right systems as a business person. So make sure that you sit down, write that goal, have that strategy. This and this is what I want to do. This is where I want my business to be in the next 5 years, in the next 6 years, in the next 1 year. This is where I want my business fail. At least, you know, the desire and system complementing itself. Oh my goodness, your business is going to grow. Alafu tena again, not being clear of what you're doing. Be clear, you know, define what you want to do in that business. Be sure, you know, I want to be selling clothes. Si uanze mango, uanze kuuza watermelon. You know, be clear of what you're doing. Define what you're doing. That's why alikuwa anatuambia have mentors, you know, do a research, go to these business workshops, these business forums, go out there, get to hear from them, get to hear from other people's stories. Why did their businesses fail? What can you do that they have not done? At least get to learn from them. You know, I love to encourage, when it comes to networking, leverage the make sure that you learn on how to leverage the relationships, humanize them, and then sustaining them. Those are the key 3 things when it comes to that is networking as a business person. And then another thing, make sure that you become a master in what you're doing, and that happens only when you augment the skills that you have as a business person. Another thing, if you failed, if that business of yours failed, you feel you're not making sales, you know the problem ni nini? Most of you focus on what you're good at. You forget focusing on what you can become good at. These are 2 different things, especially when it comes to the world of entrepreneurship, when it comes to the world of business. So let's continue. That was just a brief recap on the first session, and before we went for a break, I had told you when I come back, we'll check out when it comes to the systems, because anasema that many businesses fail because they don't have the systems. And what he's saying, shida moja is to how to handle payments and finance. So let me give you tips on how you can handle that is finance when it comes to the world of business, so that you're a small SME, your business will grow each and every day. So number 1, separate business and personal finance. Please avoid mixing these finances pamoja. Pesa ya sapa weka kando, pesa ya matumizi ya nyumba weka kando. Open a business account so that you can able to know this is how my business is performing each and every day. Open a different that is businesses account. Make sure that salary yako haiendi the same account na the business account. That is what one of the big mistakes that many businesses people or the young entrepreneurs out there make. And you know, if you're accountable, at least ukiangalia, if you keep the records, itakusaidia to know this is what I can do, this is what I can do. Alafu secondly, create and stick to a budget. You know, as a business person, spending without planning leads to cash shortage. You're a business person, umeona stock, umeona mtu probably let's say you're a beauty person, mtu wa gel za makucha amekuja hapo nje, and you really didn't plan to buy the gels, but juu amekuja wewe umeshanunua. That is not good at all. That is not good for business. Or you know, you're a business person, wewe uko na bakery unauza, ama wewe unauza keki, then another business person anakuja na keki nyingine a different type, because zimekufurahisha sana, you just buy them only because you have this mentality, the people, my clients, will buy them. That is not good at all. Make sure that you plan in your MPESA stock, this and this is what I'll buy for this month. You know, at least that helps you as a business person. And then especially kwa biashara, make sure that umeweka pesa ya rent kando, umeweka pesa ya kulipa watu kando, you know, as a business person, umeweka pesa ya marketing kando. And another thing that I believe many people forget, businesses needs emergency funds. You really need emergency funds when it comes to the world of business. If you don't make sales, you know, the way you had expected to make sales, something happens, you know, and probably that business of yours doesn't have insurance, let's say things like theft, fire, what will you do? Utaenda uchukue hiyo pesa ya stocking ilikuwa umeweka ya last month, utumie kwa hiyo biashara. What will happen? In the next 3 months, you'll be out of that business and having this mentality. You probably are not meant to do business. You go and do something else. So make sure that you have an emergency funds when it comes to businesses. And so, another thing, make sure that you review your budget monthly. Though that goes to the business people. Ask yourself, did I stick to the budget as I had planned to? And if not, what could be the problem? What can you do to make sure that next time you stick to that budget? And another thing, for the business people, make sure that you track every shilling, please. Track every shilling, you know. And you know, not knowing where your money goes creates financial blind spots. That is not good at all. If you're a business person, track every shilling that you spend. Hata kama ni ya kufanya nini, make sure that this is where this money has gone. Kwa hivyo natuambia, make sure that you do bookkeeping and recording your daily expenses each and every day, and then manage cash flow, not just profit. You know, I think this is one of the things that probably in the next week we get to talk about. It matters to do with cash flow, you know, because you need to monitor your inflow when it comes to business and your outflow when it comes to businesses. This is something that many businesses people struggle with. Wewe sijui ni wapi unateseka, either inflow ama outflow. And so another thing when it comes to the business people, that is understand your numbers. You know, many businesses people don't understand the terms like that is gross profit, net profit. These some things you need to learn to things that you're supposed to understand as a business person. And that's why the author of that is the E-with anatuambia increase more of what you know as a business person. Increase the skills. Kama ni, you know, your accounting, make sure that you understand these terms. At least itakusaidia. Alafu tena another thing, plan for growth. As a business person, plan for growth each and every day. Make sure that you don't just plan with this mindset, I want this business to grow from this level to that level. If last month your business gave you 30,000, why don't you plan next time, I want this business to give me probably an addition of 20,000, or not even 20,000, an addition of, let's say, 10,000. So make sure that you plan for growth each and every day. And you know, when it comes to planning for growth, plan for growth gradually, step by step. Sima lazima uzeme biashara this time imenipea 30k, next time I want this business to give me 60k. That is not what happens. What if you don't get the clients? Will you shut that business down? You know, make sure that you plan for growth each and every day. Another thing, make sure that you consult professionals. Make sure that in that business of yours, have a financial advisor. At least have someone who is coaching you mwenye anakwambia, you know, this how I don't love the way you're spending that pesa ya biashara, you know. Ama kwa watu wenye wanataka kuanza biashara, at least have a financial consultant, someone that you're consulting. So unaenda unachukua pesa, you want to start that business, umeenda umechukua loan, so that business of yours is capital ni loan, kila kitu ni yani financially 100%. That business ni loan. You know, that is not advisable. We have had many guests here at Money Monday na wametuambia your business ifai kukua capitalized na loans 100%. 50%, actually most of them wanasema 30% is supposed to be loan, 70% is supposed to be from your pocket. So if you don't have a financial consultant, nani atakuchanua kama mwana biashara? So make sure that you have someone who keeps you in check as a business person. Those are the financial advisors. And also, be tuning into Money Monday. Get to learn, what can I do as a business person? You know, back to the email that And let's hear what he says, the reasons why many businesses fails are. So anatuambia that your business, this the fifth point, anatuambia your business can't be scaled or be replicated, so this means that you dream of expansion but nothing is systemized. So this brings us to the point of strategy. Have a foundation before you start that business. This is what I'll do. Hii business itakuwa run hivi na hivi na hivi, in terms of finances, in terms of marketing, in terms of accounting. And nimewambia, many businesses don't fail because you lack a desire of succeeding. It's because you don't have the systems. That's why you end up shutting that business in the next month. I don't know, probably you're watching and you have tried more than 10 businesses. Why? No, because you lack a desire. The systems. So make sure that you have the systems. After Antuambia that for a business person, create manuals and templates, even if it's one business for now. Even if it's that one business, please create manuals. Andika, hii biashara, hii pesa inafanyiwa hivi na hivi na hivi. Like, is just trying to bring the importance of bookkeeping, accounting, and everything. Alafu treat your business like a franchise model, because obviously you want that business to diversify probably in the next 1 year. If you cannot handle one business, will you handle 2 businesses? If you cannot sustain that business that you have, what if you diversify? What will happen? Lack stability and end up shutting that business. And that is not the desire that we have. Hakuna mwenye anataka anze biashara afunge. So anatuambia make sure that you have a system when it comes to the world of business and entrepreneurship. And then he says, anaendelea anasema, make sure that anatuambia the problem is why many businesses fail: inconsistent customer experience. Let me ask you, the way you used to treat your customers the time that you're starting that business, are you treating them the same way? Are you the experience that they used to get? You used to smile at them, you used to do this and that. The customer experience really matters a lot. And that's why anasema clients never know what to expect. Sometimes Antomia, sometimes great, other times chaotic. So if you started that business, ulikuwa na stability, you had finance, at least this business is fully capitalized, rent imelipwa, kila kitu iko sawa. And then after 3 months, making sales, getting the returns as you wanted to get the returns. So what do? It means the business is chaotic. Without the rent, how do you handle your clients? Does the client come, unamwambia like, you actually give the clients, unawapatia attitude yote, but the time client anatoka hapa anasema, I can go back to that place. So that's why I tambia clients never know what to expect. Honestly, but that's true. Mimi nikikuja kwa biashara yako, I don't know if you are experiencing problems with finance ama rent, I don't know, but mimi I want to be treated right, and to be treated well. And that's why I tambia that sometimes great and other chaotic. Make sure that you find a way of making sure that customer experience grows each and every day, not in a negative way, in a positive way. The services za customers zina grow each and every day. If ulianza biashara ulikuwa unajua this is what my clients want, each and every day ask yourself, what can I do as a business person to make sure that my customers are fully satisfied 100%. Si client anasema, but then kizataka hii kitu nezaenda kwa shop A, but if I want to be fully satisfied, I can go to shop B. So make sure that you have the desire of understanding your clients. So this brings us to that point that you need to be getting client feedbacks as a business person. Waulize, how are you feeling? What do you feel we can do to increase our services? And don't be expecting positive feedbacks every day. Still, even the negative feedbacks, they help your business become better each and every day. So, kwa hivyo pia wewe mwanabiashara, you need to learn to find a way to handle negative feedback. Si client anakuambia as a salonist, mi leo I'm not happy the way you've plaited my hair, and you're like, enda kwa mtu mwingine mwenye atakushuka. That is not the way to do. Find a way. What can I do to make sure that this client akirudi hapa next time, he or she, you know, feel satisfied and feel the difference between the services the last time na this time as a business person, because customer behaviors matters a lot when it comes to businesses. So still anatuambia the solution is make sure that you standardize everything. Greetings, the way you greet your customers, the way you talk to them, you know, getting to know how they feeling, you know, kama unauza diapers, muulize mtoto anaendeleaje, you know, get to connect emotionally with your clients, because most of them they buy because of the emotions, you know. Alafu anatuambia product packaging. Oh my goodness. Do you package products for your clients? Ama client anakuja unamuuliza uko na paper bag, hauna, itabidi ubebe na mkono. Packaging matters a lot. So you package, I don't know if you've ever gone to a shop, they package for you a product and you're like, you know what, I'll go back, not because the place that I'm living, they don't have that product, but because of the way they packaged that product for me. So pia natuambia another tip that you can add to yourself as a business person. Are you aspiring to have a business person and diversify and employ many people, probably 10, 15, 30, 60, and tuambia train your staff and yourself to follow the same routine every time. That is finding, being constant, but making, not actually, apart from being constant, making sure that you grow each and every day on the services that you offer to your customers. Not when the business is chaotic, the customers, they can feel it. They're not supposed to. So make sure that if you realize customers wako wamekuwa complain, please work on that, because you need that business to grow in the next 3 years, and you need that business to be diversified, right, as a business person. And again, anatuambia that undefined roles in businesses. You know, you just employ people because it's a startup. You're like, you know what, say it's a business, it just need anyone, I can hire anyone. Undefined roles. Anatuambia that create anatuambia no clarity, especially when hiring people or partnering. Kwa watu wanaoanza biashara za partnerships, you know, you're not the sole proprietor of that business. So tuseme ni zile partnerships za biashara, you know, you've not really defined that partnerships. So what will happen by the time nafika the third month, your business itakuwa dissolve. Why? You did not define, you are not clear. And that's why we've been told, as a business person, make sure that you're clear. Define that business. What do you want to do? As a business person, you know, you're partnering with the other business people to bring that business people. Ask yourself, what will mambo ya cost sharing, tutakuwa tunafanya nini na nini na nini na nini, to make sure that hatutakosana katikati, because if you don't define roles, kila mtu ni jack of all trades in that business, my goodness, mtakosana, hiyo biashara itafungwa. Alafu anatuambia that create a role of descriptions for every task, you know. Describe, mtu wa marketing unalipwa this amount and this is what you're going to be doing. You know, and then to be a customer service, this is what should be done to our clients. And then when it comes to stock management, in your stock here this month, you know, this is what will happen to this and that and that, and making sure that you have a target. Is stock inafaa kuisha, isipoisha, what could be the problem? Could it be the packaging, you know, the customer service, you know? And alafu anatuambia that a tip for every business person out there, even if you're doing them alone, for now, probably you're a business person unafanya peke yako, hujafika ile place ya expanding that business. And tuambia clarity helps when delegating later. You know, jiambie actually, because you know, but then do you know, you as a business person, you're supposed to pay yourself, even if it's you are the only one in that business, or at least you umefika ile place diversify and you're employing people. You're supposed to pay yourself. Do you pay yourself? I don't know if you pay yourself, but you know, that's something that you're supposed to do. Pay yourself so that at least you can feel how it, actually, many people, they use profit ya biashara. Why? They think profit ndio wanajilipa nayo. but profit is supposed to go back to the business, you know, or that profit you're supposed to reinvest it somewhere else, you know, that making sure that money works for you, so that usikute umekula pesa ya stock ya next month. Please pay yourself, even if it's 5,000, even if, assume that you have employed someone in that business because you're the one doing that role anyway. Make sure that you pay yourself. Assume that I've employed someone, that person, I'm paying that person monthly, then nafa kumlipa, that is 15,000, 20,000. Pay yourself so that you can feel the motivation to making sure that that business grow each and every day. We have 2 minutes, and then another one inatuambia no innovation or tracking. You've been doing things the same way in that business since you started. You've been doing things the same way. You've never thought of diversifying. You've never thought of making sure that business of yours grows. You know, that is one sign of failure when it comes to the world of entrepreneurship. And that's why Antombia, you don't measure what works as a business person. You don't, do you? You don't measure what works, and you keep doing the same thing without results each and every day. That's scarcity. You know, scarcity strategies, scarcity results. That is what you get, you know, as a person. And that's why tuambia that you don't measure what works and you keep doing things the same day. Businesses inatakanga growing, growth. Even if ukianza biashara, you did a research, you realize the what can make your business unique, realize what you can do, you know, simplifying to amplifying, you augmented your skills, you worked on everything, you diversified your, you have learned everything. Businesses, when it comes to clients, you learn each and every day because, you know, customer behavior changes, the government policies changes, everything changes each and every day. So what can you do to make sure that even if things are changing, as things are changing, either positively or negatively, also my business is growing. As the change comes, my business also grows. And then that's why natuambia, make sure that track the sales. Nimeuza nyanya, kama ni mama mboga, nimekatakatia mtu mboga, nimefanya hivi na hivi. You know, value customer feedback. That is what he's telling us. You know, get to hear. Last month, client ali complain, packaging yetu ni mbaya. This month, is my client complaining of the same thing? If that client is complaining of the same thing, you have a problem. You really need to wake up. You know, it's a wake-up call for you as a business person. And clients are not supposed to complain of the same thing last month, last year, and this month. That's why I'm customer feedback and marketing efforts. Alafu anasema innovate based on what you see. I add on what you see and what you hear. What you hear, that is from your clients. What you see near the people, the businesses that are surrounding you. What can you do that they are not doing when it comes to the world of business? As we wind up, this is a tip for every business person. Make sure that you visit social media, embrace social media when it comes to the world of marketing. Make sure that you learn to listen to your clients. And another thing, make sure that you come out from the fixed mindset to the growth mindset so that at least your business can grow and expand. Thank you so much for tuning in for this special edition of Money Monday. I had an amazing time engaging with you, interacting with you. So make sure that please talk to me on our social media platforms. That is on Facebook and YouTube at Mizpah TV Kenya. And still, that is on WhatsApp number 0799200100. Niambie, what is that one thing that you've learned? What is that one practical step that you're going to implement in a business to make sure that it grows? So that next week, tukikuja Money Monday, I'll make sure that I get to read your comments. Just a reminder that the day that you've been waiting for, the event that you've been waiting for, the Sonship Summit 2025 is beginning today. Is starting today. Today is the 23rd. It will be going for a whole week. That is from the 23rd to the 27th. please, kama uko unajua umefikiwa na ujumbe purpose to attend, be having great servants of God, you know, to minister, making sure that you get to learn what is demanded from you as a son, because this is a gathering that is seeking to restore the sons of the hearts of the sons and the fathers together, and the hearts of the fathers and the sons together. My name is Angela Kabete. Bye bye.